I'm sitting here just having I don't know, just going through all my medical stuff and all my medical treatment that I've been trying to get for a very long time. And your health just gets worse because doctors expect you to run around and do all these things. And gradually it starts to wear you down to where you can't even do it yourself. You just need people to drive you here, drive you there, and try and keep you above water. And it's draining more than anything else. But it's doctors that you go to, they give you a magic pill and they send you on your way without actually discussing your injuries or discussing everything that's gone on in your case. And then they try and pass the buck for someone else to fix it. And not give you the proper forums to actually sit down and discuss your injuries. My biggest problem is that no one has actually sat down and told me what the extent of my injuries are. And so that creates the problem of, well, you're treating me for this, treating me for that, treating me for the other. They'll treat your stomach, they'll treat your pain, they will treat the what they call as distress, but they're not actually taking any responsibility that they're actually causing you a lot of distress and a lot of trauma, or that other people in positions of power in government, Crown, police, ombudsman, that they've caused you a lot of trauma and brought a lot of violence into your life. So these things really do get on top of you, and it's days, it's weeks, it's months, then it's years at a time. And they literally just want to leave you laying in a fucking shit heap and tell you to fix yourself. There's no support, there's no help, there's no assistance. And they literally want to drive you to the end of your tether, They want to provoke you in every way known to man. And as soon as you challenge them to do something for you, or to answer a question, they try and pass it off to somebody else. Like my GP, I'm trying to set up the proper assessments and a meeting with the proper medical professionals, and she's trying to tell my ACC advocate lawyer to address it and for him to take it up. So, it's just laziness. And he's not a doctor. He can't put the recommendations forward. That's the doctor's duty and obligation and responsibility to do. And this is the type of behaviour you have to put up with when you're dealing with such corruption and criminality. I mean, he said, I have come to the conclusion that doctors are a useless bunch of bastards in New Zealand. I don't think you get away with it in the UK, but I'm sure that that's not getting any better over there, or Ireland for that matter. But they're a lot more kind and a lot more caring and a lot more understanding. But they don't have to put up with the government bullshit, because government in New Zealand is actually paying them the most of their money anyway. In the UK, they get paid for the amount of patients they see and all the rest of it. I don't see how any doctor takes the time, the energy, the effort to actually look after a patient. I just think there's too many patients, not enough doctors. And doctors are paid to the equivalent of how many patients they see. And I think that patients suffer because of that overload sort of thing. But they want to make as much as they can. I think there should be a cap on how many patients a doctor has. I think there should be a certain amount of time that every doctor spends on a patient's health and well-being and case. And I know cases are going to be different, but you could average it out to where they actually have to do more than enough work to actually look after each patient and care for them properly. That doesn't happen in this day and age because everybody's interested in making money. And people's health and well-being are suffering because of it. So it's just another issue that I think needs to be addressed. Lawyers are a bit the same, People are going to end up in prison because lawyers are too lazy or too fucking stupid or just greedy bastards and don't want to do anything for anybody. Or they behave as a judge, jury and executioner before and after the fact. So, it really all comes down to greed. Everything's greed, and people's health and well-being are not considered by any of them involved. So I just wanted to document that. And I've got to go back and see the doctor again on Wednesday, and this is the 4th time that I have to go back and see her just to fill in one form. Because she's, you know, she's always off on holiday, or she's always doing this, or she could be bothered doing that. It's just a joke, you know. It's piecemeal fashion shite, and it's all to my detriment. So anyway, yeah, I just want to document that. Cheers.